Good evening, everybody in the massage world. My name is Ryan Hoyme, aka Massage Nerd, and tonight we have Linda Roisum. She's an author, a trainer, website developer, and consultant for massage therapists and other small businesses. Graduating from Marymount University with a B.B.A. in International Business, she has over 10 years of training, development, and management expertise, gained while working for DocuPro, a financial data company. She writes a weekly blog of marketing and business tips at www.prosperousmassagepractice.com. She teaches both live continuing education seminars and online. You can find her online classes at www.onlinemassageces.com. In the past year and a half, she has ventured into video making, both for fun and business. You can find her massage videos at www.imassagevideo.com or on YouTube. She and her husband love traveling and spend about 6 months traveling each year with the winter months living in Costa Rica. So welcome tonight, Linda.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So I understand that you had a high-paying job before. So what happened?
Well, it was nice getting the salary, definitely very nice. But I was tired of being sick and tired, so I actually was receiving a massage when I was trying to think about what to do with my career. And I've always liked massage and used to do massage with my friends when we were younger. And then about halfway through the massage, I said, what about this? Maybe I could do this. So I started asking the therapist a little bit about what she did. Could you make a living at it? She was fairly new in the business, so she was still working part-time as a receptionist and then part-time as a massage therapist. But she said she had heard other therapists making a full-time living at it. So I went home after the massage, did some research into schools, and I was in massage school about a month later.
Okay. So that's all it took?
10 years ago, yeah. I kind of followed my gut, it seemed like the right move, and, just it wasn't worth having that. I mean, pretty much I had migraines 24/7 for a couple of weeks at a time, and just it was just too much stress. So I wanted a gentler career. And that's
Has it turned out that way then?
a gentler career, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely much less stress, even though I've owned my own business since the beginning. I graduated in March of 2000, and I started my business in, it was probably July of 2000, and opening the first office in October. So it was pretty quick right after that. And even as much as I've done, I found it's less stress than working in the corporate world.
Yeah, people usually wait a few years before they really jump into everything. So you just did it both feet, basically, right?
Right. Yeah. I had actually created a business plan while I was in massage school because I knew that was one of my goals, was to start a massage practice. So I had already had that available. It was just, I started it just ever so slightly sooner than I had anticipated. But again, it's one of those things that just like jump in and, you develop the wings flying down as you're sailing through the air. That's typically what I try to do.
And do you miss the corporate world at all?
Miss the corporate world? Not really. But, no. I actually had a 9 to 5 job, and when I left the job, it was okay. Now it's, I kind of think about my business more than just 9 to 5. So that's probably, I just don't turn off the business. Whereas when I was in the corporate world, I was able to do that when I went home.
Yep, definitely. And then what did you do in your job before? You said that it was like financial data company. What does financial data companies really do then?
I was the vice president of sales and marketing for a company called DocuPro, and we sold financial data on a pager. So people who trade currencies and futures and bonds, and then later we got into stocks. So for the currency traders, they need the live quotes because it's a 24-hour market. So they would be able to have our pager with them at home when they, when the U.S. markets closed. They open in England and Japan and around the world. So they would have to see where their positions were. So they would just wake up, and instead of calling in to their office in Singapore or Japan, they would just be able to look at where the the currency was at that particular time on our pager, and then decide whether they needed to get out of it or not. Same thing with bonds.
And for the whole business world before compared to now, I mean, with massage, is it like totally night and day, or did you take some of that you knew before along with it into your current business?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the marketing aspect of it, sure, I mean, it was a different product, a different price point, but, marketing is kind of I don't know, you can pretty much adapt it to whatever you want to do it, as long as you know what your niche is.
Yep.
So that aspect of it, I think everything I've done in the past has actually helped me in this career. So prior to that, I was actually in a totally different career. I just did word processing before I went back to school to finish my degree. So I can type pretty fast, so that helps me create my manuals and all of that fun stuff.
Yeah, so with your blog and everything too, so that will definitely help. And I see that you actually wrote a book, Creating a Prosperous Practice on Spending Little or No Money Marketing. Can you tell us a little bit why you decided to do that, and yeah, just why?
Okay. Well, when I was in massage school, our textbook had about 3 pages worth of business, the whole business and marketing, which I was like, wow, if somebody doesn't know about business and marketing and they're trying to start their own business, they're going to be at a huge loss. So marketing is kind of my background. I have a degree in international business. So I decided that after I was in business a year, because, marketing for financial data is a little bit different than marketing for massage. So once I got into the swing of it, I was going to write a marketing book, because there wasn't one at that time. And I had just finished writing it. It took me a year. This was in about 2001 or so, 2002, sorry. And I was in the bookstore looking at the books and borders, and I found Monica Roseberry's book, and it was like a general marketing book, which was kind of what mine was about. And I flipped through the pages, and although I didn't agree with everything she said, I was like, I don't think we need 2 general marketing books at the time. So I was like saying, how can I still save this project that I've worked a year on, and make it a viable project? So I started thinking about it, and I said, well, I stopped advertising for my business after a year being in business, and then I basically tripled my business after I stopped spending tens of thousands of dollars on advertising. So I was like, well, this is pretty valuable information, how I did this. So maybe I could combine that with a general marketing book and tell people how I did that. So that's what this book is. I don't know if you can see it. That actually came out in 2004, and over the past year, I actually just finished, right now, just about a month ago, I think I finished the 2nd edition, because things have changed, and I added a new chapter. If I were to start again today, what would I do differently? Because social networking didn't really exist when I started Massage Works. So that has added a whole new round to doing business today and marketing. I mean, because it's a free tool that you can use, which is quite wonderful.
Yep. Yeah, I can't believe how many people are latched onto it. I mean, for a little over a year ago, I mean, people are on it here and there, but now people are just promoting the heck out of their businesses now with their fan pages and you name it. I mean, and some people are opening up many fan pages just because they want to get different niche groups and
Exactly. I mean, what is it? 500 million people are on Facebook worldwide. So, yeah. I mean, bound to be some of them in your area.
Yep.
So you might as well try to market that way. And it's great about the fan pages or business pages is because they're searchable on Google. So, while I do recommend everybody have a website, if you don't have a website, fan pages are actually searchable. So whereas your personal page is not really. So I always recommend that people have a business page or a fan page.
Yep. And then I see your business, I mean, you still currently have it then, Massage Works, right?
No, I actually sold that in 2006.
Okay.
And over the past that was my full-time practice. I sold that to one of my independent contractors. And then when our life kind of settled down, I got married around the same time as I sold the practice. And so now that we're a little bit settled down, I have a very part-time massage practice called Alexandria Therapeutic Massage, just to kind of keep in the game and keep my certification up.
Yeah, in the late '90s, I had a massage business, and it was called Massage Works on Main, because
Oh,
I was on Main Street and Massage Works, yada yada yada.
that's cool.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's no way to really franchise it because the thing is, Massage Works on Main, you kind of limit it yourself. So
Yeah, I licensed Massage Works. I had three of them. So it was Massage Works of Alexandria, Massage Works of DC, Massage Works of Chevy Chase. So that was kind of cool.
you know. And
I
what was
franchise like, some of the other franchises that are out now that we won't mention because create big controversy.
and then what was your business model for your businesses in the past?
For Massage Works, my business model was I called myself a quasi day spa because not only did I do massage, I did facials. I'm also an esthetician, so I did facials and body treatments, and also I was a nail tech, so I had nails too. We had 5 different treatment rooms, and one of them doubled as a classroom. So in 2001, I started teaching continuing education. So that was kind of my business model. When in my first location, I had 3 locations when I was at Massage Works. And then the second location, I did away with the nails because of the smell. I just wasn't really into all of that anymore. I wanted to go more natural, and actually it had a smaller location for the second and third one. And then I sold the practice. So that was my business model. That's how I made money for Massage Works.
And was it easy to sell it then? Would you say, or?
Actually, I kind of lucked into it. I never made it a secret that I wanted to semi-retire by the time I was 45, which was last year. So, yeah, I'm 46 now. That was my goal, to semi-retire by the age of 45. So everybody who worked for me already knew that. And so one of my therapists who started working for me, he approached me in 2005 and said, I'm retiring from my full-time job and I'd really like to buy your business now. Because he had told me when he first started working for me that he was going to buy my business. And I'm like, okay. So he gave me a offer I couldn't refuse. So I sold it a couple of years earlier. So
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
An opportunity knocks, you have to take it, right?
Yep. And what was your biggest challenge or frustration when you had your business?
Finding therapist at the beginning, finding therapists who wanted to work. I mean, I had the business for them, but I just really couldn't. I mean, they say that they wanted to work, and then I say, oh, can you stay just a half an hour later? They wouldn't want to stay. But then I found out, and actually I wrote a blog post about this, about finding the clients that you want. I never really had a problem with finding clients. People always said, oh, I had problems finding clients because, who want the other kind of massage. I was very clear with the kind of clients I wanted. But I wasn't clear with the kind of massage therapist that I wanted. And I was getting all of the therapists who didn't really want to work. So when I started getting clear and saying I want somebody who has a work ethic like me, then I started attracting those kind of therapists, and they were the best after that. So then I got the therapist that could work and wanted to work. So I had clients. I just couldn't duplicate myself in 5 different rooms.
And what do you think makes a good employee then?
Somebody who shows up on time.
Showing up is 90% of life, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And at least 15 minutes before your client does, and is not rushing in. And that's actually the reason why I started my massage practice so much faster than I wanted to, because I actually worked for another business called the Teal Center in Arlington. And it's about, 20 minutes away. And I believe in being there before the client is. And in Arlington, it's just short ways from here, but parking is a huge issue in Arlington. and it's usually parallel parking at meters, or you have to go to the mall and park in the parking garage. Well, one day it was raining and the traffic was really, really bad. And I was late and I was getting really nervous that I wasn't going to get there before my client. So I was like panicking and stuff like that. And so I get there on time, just with like few minutes to spare, but I'm total wreck because I think that you should be nice and relaxed. Oops, what happened? There you go.
Yep.
I guess that my settings didn't work. Oh well, I'll have to figure that out. I was sorry, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, I was really nervous, and I'm like, how can I give a good massage when I'm stressed out? I need to find a place where I can work where parking is not an issue. And I, started thinking about it, and I said, hey, you know what? I'm just going to go start my own business now. So my next day off, I started looking for places to have my business, and that's how Massage Works was started.
And then somebody asked, did she employ therapists or subcontract? Was it both at all, or was it mostly just subcontracting, or?
Yeah, they were all independent contractors except for my receptionist. She was actually an employee.
Okay. And did that work out okay? Was it hard doing your taxes and everything else with having an employee and then also independent contractors, or?
No, it was fine. I just provided 1099s to the independent contractors and then a W-2 too. Actually, I was an employee of my company just because it was easier. So I got a W-2 and my receptionist got a W-2.
Yeah, as long as you pay yourself though. So.
So I did pay myself.
and what do you think your best marketing strategies are? What do you think has worked good for you in the past and hasn't worked for you in the past?
As Massage Works says, I'll give Massage Works as an example. So externally, marketing to the prospects that aren't clients yet, I would say that word of mouth obviously is your number one because, people know you. That's how I started my business. I wrote a letter to everybody that I knew, and I told them I was starting my business, and I sent 2 brochures and 2 business cards in each of the letters, and I said, if you know anybody who's looking for a massage, if you wouldn't mind giving them the brochure and a business card. So that's one of the ways. So word of mouth, I used to teach aerobics too, and people knew I was in massage school at the time, so then they knew I graduated from massage, so then they would come and ask me for massages, so I got clients that way. I also wore a uniform with my logo on it, so when I was out and about, people would ask me, oh, you're a massage therapist, do you have a card? So business cards are also good. But that's like kind of word of mouth. And then I would say my second best marketing strategy for getting people outside to come in was my website. That was my number 2. And then internally, to keep those clients coming back, I had a newsletter, a monthly newsletter, because, it's much cheaper to keep a client than to get new clients. So I kept trying to get those people coming back. So the people who didn't book, right away when were at their massage, when they finished their massage, every time they saw that monthly newsletter, it was reminding them that, hey, I need a massage. Call her right now. And then also, I did rewards too. Like I had a referral discount for everybody that they referred. I also did a birthday coupon for their birthday. People like to be recognized for their birthday, so I would send them out at the beginning of the month. So everybody whose birthday was in October, they got their certificate in October for the whole month, no matter when their birthday was, and it expired October 31st. So they had the whole month to come in and use it. And then I also did a holiday certificate, 10% off of your next massage, and I sent them out with their holiday card. But they couldn't use the coupon until January or February of the next year. So they were coming back again. So those are the kind of things that I did to keep them interested in coming back.
And then somebody asked, is there a good source for monthly newsletters that is reliable and also good content so the person doesn't have to recreate?
There is. I created my own. I know for the delivery, Constant Contact is supposed to be really good. I use Aweber for mine. But I think Constant Contact is a good one, and AWeber is another one. But I did my own, but I know that there is a company, and it's on the top of my, that actually does have newsletters. Marketing Matters or something like that. They actually have a monthly newsletter that you can buy that you don't have to recreate, and they just customize it for you.
Okay, so it makes it a little bit easier then. And are people actually doing newsletters like through the mail anymore? Is it all just emails then? And
I don't know anybody who's doing them through the mail. I actually used to do my birthday cards through the mail until my client list grew to over 3,000 people, and I was like, okay, this is a bit much. So I switched to e-cards. So I think most people do like an email newsletter now. It's much cheaper than.
yeah, definitely. yeah. And then with when people are marketing their business, what do you think their business problem is?
You mean by marketing, not
Yeah.
marketing? Oh, what is their marketing problem?
Yeah.
Uh,
Do they put too much money in certain areas, would you say, or they don't spend enough money in certain areas, or?
well, I mean, this book is based on spending, I tripled my business not spending any money. So I don't think that money is an issue. I think that people either don't do it or they don't know how to do it. So I always tell my students that you have to constantly market your business because, your business, what is it? The Pareto's principle, 80% of your income comes from 20% of your clients. So if those 20% of your clients, they could lose their job, they could move, or worse, they could die. So, I mean, 20% of your business or 20% of your clients could be gone in a flash, and then that's all your money. So if you weren't constantly marketing and having people come through the funnel, even if you have to give them away, like I was constantly marketing, and I had like 3 different massage therapists that I would give those prospects to if I didn't have any room for them. I'd say, I'm sorry, I'm booked, but here's 3 other names that you could use in the area. And so that's what I would do. But on the off chance that, there was a last minute cancellation or a no-show and somebody just happened to call, and this has happened more than once, I would have the calls coming in and I would have the space now. And like all of a sudden now I have a client, whereas I was able to save the no-show or the last minute cancellation just by having calls constantly coming in.
Yep. And then, why did you get involved into video?
Why did I get involved? No, I remember exactly. I've always been interested in traveling, and that's probably the main reason why I did it. Last summer, I took the Travel Channel Academy. It's the 4 days offered by the Travel Channel, and they show you how to shoot video. And then I took the New York Film School. And then I guess I've had students ask me for videos on the various classes that I offer. So I guess I kind of branched into that. So it started out as something personal, and then I kind of said, oh, I can repurpose this to get more into the massage arena. So I know that you're the massage nerd and you have tons of videos, so I didn't really want to step on your toes.
No.
So I kind of tried to think about what to do a little bit differently. I know you have hot stone videos, which I do too, but I tried to give some videos because, I mean, what is it? I've seen the amount of people are watching videos, like 26 billion people watch videos every month on YouTube. So video is an excellent way to get your name out there. So I was like saying, well, not everybody has the know-how to make videos, so why not make videos that people can use in their massage practices? So I started creating these little videos about, how often you should get a massage, questions that massage therapists are often asked, or why you should drink water after a massage. So those are the kind of things that I have free. They're branded with the iMassage Video logo, but they can actually be for a small fee, only like $20. I can put your logo on it. so that you can put it on. I mean, you can put it on your website as it is now, but if you wanted it branded for your business, then I can do that for like $20. So those are the things that I offer for free, and then also for a fee.
Yeah. And the thing is, I don't even look at it as competition. I look at it as we're complementing each other. Because I'm so frustrated. I don't like competition because
Uh-huh.
I think whatever somebody does, I mean, it's going to help somebody else out no matter what. I mean, the more people view videos, the more likely people are going to view my videos too, or view your videos because they want that knowledge. So
Exactly.
it's just a
Actually, I like competition too. I mean, I like competition
yeah.
because I don't look at it as competition. I just look at it as a way to make myself grow and, you know, learn new things and stuff like that. So
Yep.
uh, my boss in the corporate world used to always say competition is good because there was two other competitors, and he was like, you know, don't worry about what they're doing. Just worry about what you're doing, and you know, you're the best you can be. So.
Yep. And what kind of program do you use to make your videos right now?
I'm on a Mac, so I use iMovie. I do have Final Cut Express, but iMovie is so easy, I just kind of stick with that.
Yeah, same with me. It's so much easier, the iMovie. I mean, and most people have PCs. That's a little bit more difficult because they don't have a lot of bells and whistles with the Movie Maker, and then you have to buy these extra programs. But with the Mac, it just comes with it and stuff. And
Right. I mean, it's awesome and it's so easy to use. And what I did when I got my Mac, I got the one-to-one training. I know you're on a Mac too. Did you get that?
yep,
It's $99 for 1 year.
yep,
And you get 1 hour a week. Actually, they've changed it now, so you can have as many lessons as you want now, as long as you just sign up and they're available.
yep.
So before you could only have one once a week, but even that, $99 for 52 lessons, one to one. I mean, that's like $2 a lesson. They teach you whatever you want to know, and so
Yeah.
that's how I was able to shorten my learning curve on the Mac because it is a little bit different than a PC.
Yeah, yeah, because I was really scared when I first started editing, but I started on a Mac Mini way back in the day, so
Oh wow, you've been around for a while.
yeah,
I've only been on a Mac for like 2 years.
yeah, 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 so over 5 years now and stuff, so yeah, but yeah, Macs are definitely a little bit more spendy, but again, in the long run, I think they have a lot more things with it, would you say?
Yeah, well, just for the ease of using it, like when I created manuals for my classes when I was on the PC, I would have to find a photograph that I wanted to use, cut and paste it onto my copy, then make a copy of it, white it out the little lines so that it would look professional, and then make another copy of it. So I'm sure that there might have been an easier way to do it, but I just didn't know it.
Yeah,
But with the Mac, I have photos on my Mac, and then I just basically drag them into the document where I want them, and I can reposition them, resize them, and it's done. Takes me a second.
yep.
Whereas before it was, you know, you had to wait for the whiteout to dry.
Yeah. and and where do you think you want to go in the next year or 2 years with video?
Actually, I'd like to start my own show where I interview, people like you. I'd like I have another website in the works. It's not quite done yet, so I don't want to reveal it. But it's more about taking the mystery out of massage. You know, because a lot of people are intimidated by massage. They don't know what it is, the types of massage. So what I'd like to do is interview experts in their particular modality, like Lomi Lomi with Gloria, and find different, and Eric Dalton. And from a customer point of view or a consumer point of view, why would somebody want to try Lomi Lomi as opposed to deep tissue? You know, what are the benefits of that particular one? So that's hopefully a project. I think I'm working on that for a goal for 2011.
Okay.
So.
Can I be the first person to know about it then once you make it live? And
Exactly. You'll be the first.
yeah,
We'll have to do another show and we can launch it together.
yeah, exactly. So Lisa asks, is any videos for the consumer then? So do you have videos right now that for the consumer? And
Yeah, why you should drink water after a massage. What are the benefits or the stress relieving benefits of massage? What else do I have? I forget all of the ones that I have here. Why some of them are more like here's one. Swedish massage strokes, then also massage draping, because I had some people write in for a video about massage draping, and I don't know if you have this one or not, but some people were intimidated about not knowing what happens in a massage, so I just did this little clip about how we drape and, you know, explain that not every massage therapist is exactly the same, but that's one. And then contraindications to massage, massage aids in muscle injury and prevention. So just like little clips. Some of them are just photos. Some of them are real live scenarios that I've done, and some of them are screencasts with just photos, and then I've narrated it. So different ways to do it.
okay.
And actually, the one, how often should you get a massage? That's just a talking head. So that, you know, there's like 3 different kinds of videos. You know, the talking head, the actual video where you're showing something, and then a screencast. So those are. I mean, I've done all 3. I think you've done all 3 too. Different kinds of videos.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, the thing is, people can never get enough information out there too. So again, they're just gonna keep searching until they get the right answer that they want too. So.
Right. It's basically like the focus of that video. You know, you want to keep them short enough for the attention span. I think 3 to 5 minutes is usually pretty good. Some of them have to be a little bit longer. Like I think the longest one I have is like 12 minutes, which is kind of bordering on long for just like informational videos. But you know, people need the information, and you just have to have a focus for that video.
Then somebody asked, well, what kind of video do you think are the best received?
The best received?
Yeah.
Well, I think one that provides the information that people want. And I know that in our industry, I mean, usually the funnier videos are the ones that go viral. But yeah. I don't know. I'm not that funny of a person. I wish I were. More funny, because then I come out with this cool video about massage. But it has to be entertaining, and it has to serve a purpose, and usually it's information that people want.
Yep. Yeah, and then Lisa says, talking head, video cast, or technique, would you say are the best?
As opposed to what?
Any of those? I mean, just actually.
Oh, what is the best?
Yeah.
Again, I think it depends on your particular style. I know that when I do the talking head videos, as soon as I get a video camera in front of my face, I can't seem to think of any words to say, or the words just don't come out very well. So, whereas if I do a narration of a screencast, I do much better and don't have to take as many retakes as I do when I do a talking head.
Yep.
If you were like this at the beginning when you started, as soon as the camera's rolling, you're like, la, 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 and the words just aren't coming out. So
that's why I love doing voiceovers now. So it's a little bit easier, and you can do many retakes that way. It's a lot easier to do that. And yeah.
Exactly. So I think if you're getting started into video, you know, maybe try a talking head and see if you like it. But if you don't, then do one of the other screencasts. Or a technique video. So
yeah, because I myself, I think for me, I get the most hits I get are the technique videos, because people are always looking for the next big thing, and so I think that's what's the most well perceived. But it also depends on how long the videos are up too, because once they start getting indexed more by Google and stuff, and then they'll actually come up in searches, so that's what's so nice about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should regularly Google either your name or your business name and see where you are. Like I just did that recently for I Massage Video, and I was like, wow, my videos are like really going viral on different places that I've never even heard of, and I didn't submit them to those searches, so that's kind of cool.
You know, do you ever use like Tube Mogul and stuff, and so you can just upload it to one, and then it'll go to many different accounts then, or?
Actually, I use Traffic Geyser sometimes, but not all the time. I need to get better at that since I have a good account.
Yeah.
I know TubeMogul is actually the free version. Traffic Geyser costs a little bit of money.
Yep. And then I know you travel quite a bit too, but how do you keep a small practice still with traveling all the time?
I have clients who are very patient with me. I have actually always traveled the whole time I've owned even Massage Works. I've always when I was in the corporate world, which was one good thing, I had 6 weeks vacation, so I got kind of spoiled. So I think that's what you were supposed to have when you started your own business, was 6 weeks of vacation. The first year I only had like, one little weekend or a couple little weekends. But after the second year, I was taking like four weeks vacation. And then by the time I finished Massage Works, that last year I took 7 weeks vacation. So, I would always just warn my clients, I'm getting ready to go on a vacation. Do you want your massage now or whatever? Like, we're getting ready to go to Costa Rica on November 5th. So I've already sent out a note an email to my clients. This is when we're leaving. If you want to get on the books before I leave, then make an appointment now, because my last day of scheduling is November 3rd. And we won't be back until January 31st. So, I either give them a couple other options to go to while I'm gone, and then they usually, most everybody comes back to me after we come back. So I've never had a problem, letting other people see them while I'm gone.
And how well are your like business or marketing videos that you do? How well are those perceived, would you say?
For my massage practice?
Yeah, yeah. Or I mean, for your videos that you actually make, anything business related, do you think those do pretty good,
The business related ones, they haven't been so good. I did one about let's see about kicking up your email signature block, and also adding video to your LinkedIn profile. Those are kind of the only ones that I've done business related. Not so much views. I mean, like 40 views. I'm like, it's a way to market yourself, especially if you do video, then it sets you apart from somebody else. So I think it's kind of valuable to be able to know how to put video on your LinkedIn or something like that. So watch my videos. So mostly the ones that have been getting the best hits are the technique videos, the hot stone especially.
Yep. So, I mean, so many people are have ADHD now, or I call it ADDDDD kind of thing. So they want many different options all at once, because that's our kind of society. So even if you don't have ADHD, I mean, you want more options, it seems. So that's why video is, we're really getting into that market where video is helping everybody else too. And
Right. And, well, video is good because, what is it, 50% of the population are visual learners. So when you can see something, and also it builds your expert character right away, because people, and also the know, like, and trust factor, because people can see you, they can relate to you, instead of, and most people don't even have a picture on their website, so nobody knows what they look like. People like to do business with who they know, like, and trust. So a photo or a video actually helps create that a lot faster than just words on a website.
And it seems like a lot of books now have like a video or like a DVD in the back of the book, the kind of books that you use in schools, just because it gives those different kind of options. Because the books, they're okay, but the video, again, it's hard to show technique. That's a problem in books, I'd say.
Right, and because we're mostly visual learners, and like, what is it, 80% of the population doesn't read at all. So, I mean, how many books are getting bought and not read?
Yep, exactly.
So, but if you can see something, hey, then that's much better.
Yep.
Especially with I don't really do this yet, but, downloading things to your iPod and stuff like that, and watching them while you're waiting for an airplane, or waiting at the doctor's office, especially if they're little clips, 4 or 5 minutes, then you can definitely, and with the iPad now too, the video looks pretty good on that. Yeah, the iPad.
Yep.
iPad, they made that really
Yep.
confusing.
Yeah, there was rumors back in the day they were going to call it the iSlate, but then they changed it to iPad, and so.
They should have signed, or iTablet, they should have made it something different than iPod or iPad. Too close together.
Yep. And if you had a choice, if you had everything to start over right now, if you're going to go into your business full time again, what would you do different, would you say, or would you do everything the same that you did?
Well, as I said earlier, social networking was not around when I started MassageWorks, so I would definitely jump on that bandwagon a lot faster, and I would have already read my book about not having to spend tens of thousands of dollars in marketing cost that first year in business. I mean, I did grow pretty exponentially that first year. I mean, I was busy from the day I opened. People said, "Oh, you'll have plenty of time to do this and that." Well, I was busy from pretty much the moment I opened, October 20th of 2000. And I was so busy, I didn't have time to have my website up. So I was working really late hours because I wanted it up before the holidays so that I could promote holiday gift certificates. So I didn't have a chance to even interview anybody, independent contractors, until December 24th of that year. I was that busy. I was just going nonstop. So I was like, okay, so would I do anything differently? I would definitely get more into social networking because it's free tools. Right now they're free. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? And I just saw an email the other day that LinkedIn is actually having a premium paid service now. So who knows if Facebook is going to follow suit. So I would definitely get a Facebook page. They were called fan pages, but now they're business pages. So I would definitely do that and have a Twitter presence, maybe not, a lot, but what I would use with Twitter is to get some sort of, your clients signing up, especially you can do specials for last minute appointments. So say if you have a cancellation or you can put that out on Twitter, you give $10 off or something like that. So, and then LinkedIn, because it just builds professionalism. So those would be the three.
And somebody on the chat asked, how do you think social networking is going to change in the future?
Well, I'm not sure how it's going to change, other than the fact that they probably will, at some point start charging for it. I wouldn't be surprised, although I hope they don't get that idea. So, because it's a fabulous tool to use right now. Yeah. For a free tool. Yeah. So I think more people are going to get on social networking. The average age is like 35 to 55 now. So that's pretty awesome, since that's probably more in our target market age group. Because those are the people that have mostly the disposable income to spend on massage.
Yep. Because my 8-year-old asked me the other day, can I have a Facebook page? And I said, not until you're 30.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's no way.
Or at least you'll have to set the preferences for her, so the security. And make sure that she's your friend.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, definitely. Make sure she doesn't block me either. So. So you're a continuing education provider. How long have you been doing that, and what kind of classes do you teach right now?
I started as a education category A, back when they call them category A, approved providers now, with NCBTMB in 2001. So a long time now. I offer about 20 different classes, everything from ethics and marketing to the more technique classes. I have Reiki all 3 levels to go to master. And I teach reflexology, lipomassage, what else? Pregnancy massage, infant massage. So a couple different classes to choose from. So you can get your whole 48 hours from me if you want.
And are those video then, or how are those classes then? What are those made up of?
The online
Yeah.
video, the online CEs, yes. You get a manual that you download. And then a lot of the classes, I actually only have 3 up online now. I'm gradually trying to switch all of my classes to online because a lot of people have requested classes usually when we're traveling. So I was like, okay, well, then they've asked for online classes or distance learning. So I'm gradually trying to do that. So 3 classes are finished now. I have video for a lot of the other classes. It's just a matter of sitting down and doing the voiceover for them and then putting them up online. So usually they involve a downloadable PDF for the manual, videos, and then you take the online test or some other sort of like for the liposage class, they have to actually do a series and submit the photographs and measurements before they can get their certificate.
Okay. And what is liposage?
Liposage is actually a modality. It was created by Charles Wiltsey back in 1999. So, but right when I was starting my massage practice, I heard about it in Massage and Bodywork magazine. He wrote an article about it, and it's for dimension loss and cellulite reduction, and it really works. I did it. So, and it's a great way for women who are feeling a little bit less self-confident about their weight issue or cellulite to help them, because I can't tell you how many people used to ask me in the beginning, can you massage the fat off of me? And I thought you could actually, but then when liposage came out, I was like, oh, I can do that now. So.
And do you have to measure before and afterwards, or is there certain kind of creams you have to use too during the liposage? And
Yeah, it's 18 half-hour sessions. At the beginning of the treatment, we take measurements every single session because, you know, you're losing a 1/16 of an inch here, an 1/8 of an inch there. So while it may seem little increments at each individual one, they can actually add up to pretty significant inch loss by the 18th session. We also take photographs the first, 10th, and 18th session, so you can get a before and an after. Because again, you're losing the inches gradually. So you may not see it on a day-to-day basis, but from the first to the 18th session, there could actually be a pretty measurable difference. You may notice that your clothes are fitting different, but to see it, it's actually pretty phenomenal.
and is it okay to eat a lot during those times then, or do you have to watch what you're eating or exercise, or?
There's no diet or exercise plan involved with the liposage. You can still lose the inches without dieting or exercise. It's always recommended that you should diet and exercise. Well, not necessarily diet. We just recommend that you eat lean sources of protein rather than really fatty ones. Cut down on caffeine and salt and processed foods because those actually create those are the causes of cellulite. So if that's something that you're working on and you're drinking 3 caffeinated drinks a day or 10 caffeinated drinks a day, you're actually putting on the cellulite faster than we can take it off. So there's not really a diet, but exercise is always to be healthy, but it's not a prerequisite in order to have it work.
And why do you think that hasn't really caught on mainstream yet? I mean, you hear about it every now and then, about liposage, or maybe more spa areas you might hear it, but why do you think it hasn't got the buzz just like with chair massage or reflexology and things?
I think it's a marketing thing. The cost is actually it's 18 sessions, so it's like similar to the Rolfing. I think they charge you for 10 sessions up front. This one's, well, the lipotherapist can charge anything they want. We recommend that they charge $18.95. So, once they leave school, they leave the continuing education class, they're like, at a loss what to do about marketing. It depends on who their instructor was, whether they gave them marketing tips. Well, I think my forte is pretty much marketing, so I've developed a lot more marketing into my classes than maybe some of the other instructors have. I've also created a members only website, excuse me, for after they've taken the class, where it has additional videos like role playing and stuff like that, and different marketing materials that they can have access to. Excuse me, I have to drink water. So that they can have something ready-made for them, and they don't have to reinvent the wheel. So not everybody offers that. So I think that's probably why there's been, if you look at the Liposage website, I think there's over like 1,500 therapists that have been trained in it. It's just that, they fall off because they got discouraged about it. I mean, but I actually went through the Liposage series when I took the class to become a lipotherapist and decided it was something that I wanted to teach. So I became a Liposage educator at that time, is what they called it. So I actually taught one of my licensees the modality in exchange for doing it to me, so that way we could both have a quote unquote guinea pig for it. So this was in 2005. I started November 19th and ended December 15th. And so people over the course of the month, they could actually see me going from, a larger size to a smaller size. And they were asking me what I was doing. I said, I learned this new modality called Liposage, and I'm going to be launching it soon. So I wanted to finish in time for the holidays. So around December 1st of that year, I actually put out a little brochure just in my office. I had a little poster, and then I sent it to an email to my database. And again, they said that we recommend that we do $18.95. Well, what I did was I offered it for $16.95. And then if they lost more than 5 inches, which was kind of what the study did that Charles did back in 98, he did 100 women, and the average inch loss was 5 inches. So that's what I had to go by, and I hadn't finished my series yet, so I didn't know how many inches I was going to lose. So I said if they lost more than 5 inches, I would refund $200. So it would end up costing them $14.95. Well, I just put out the email once, and I had the brochure the poster in my office, and I had 5 people who signed up. So I more than paid for my cost for the class of even traveling to Connecticut to take the class. And it was pretty phenomenal. I had 5 people sign up from just one email, and my average inch loss for those clients was 15 inches. So one lady lost 22 inches over the 7 measurements that we take.
Oh.
So she went down, and I lost 2 dress sizes from when I started too. So that's the average that people can do.
How long do people usually keep that off then?
It depends on every individual person. Everybody has different genetics. It's 5 years later now since I did it, and I'm still, pretty much the same size. Of course, I've, dieted. I mean, not diet, but I watch what I eat and I exercise. So I think that you can keep it off for as long as you don't, some people like to sabotage themselves, and they're like, oh, I'm losing weight so I can eat more, They gain back everything. And it's actually not a weight loss program, although some people do lose weight because you're clearing out your colon. But some people just use that as an excuse not to exercise. But hey, we have a maintenance plan, so you can just come in, once or twice a month and keep the results forever, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then somebody asked, do you think the traditional continuing education class is outpricing itself?
As opposed to like online classes or distance learning?
Yeah, because it seems like so many people are getting into distance learning stuff, and
well, I think there's definitely a value to having live classes, and the only reason why I went, well, it is kind of a new technology, so it's kind of fun to create the online classes, but I did it out of necessity because we were gone 6 months of the year, and it just seems like every time people wanted to take classes were when I wasn't here. So I don't think that I think that there's always going to be live classes because people like the interaction. It's very valuable, just like going to a conference. You get to meet people and learn from them. Whereas if you were taking a class in your living room working on the computer, you wouldn't have that access.
And then with your continuing education, can people pay right then and there? I mean, like a PayPal or Google Checkout, or how do people pay then for your classes online?
I actually use digital chalk from my online portal, so you pay directly with them. They have credit card processing, and then you get the class. So I don't control the paying; they control that, and then I just get a check every month.
Okay. And then with your prosperous massage practice, with that website, what's really entailed with that then?
The Prosperous Massage Practice, that's where I had the list of the live classes. I've actually taken those down, but it's also in combination with the blog that I have, the weekly blog. That started out as creating a prosperous practice. I started that in 2009. It just was one of my goals to start a blog and learn more about blogging. So I did that, and then I switched it because the free platform, I use WordPress.com, and the free platform has a little bit of limitations about what you can do. You're not allowed to sell anything on that. So that was kind of my goal with affiliate marketing and stuff like that. So I switched to a self-hosted blog, and I changed the name to Prosperous Massage Practice.
Okay. And then do you help make websites for people?
I do,
Okay.
yeah. I've done a variety. I've done massage websites, plus I've done an artist website, plumber, and accountant. So so websites to me are fun to create. It's my creative side, I guess. So yeah, I do that. I offer it as a service. So you can find out more information at Prosperous Massage Practice.
And what with you're making the websites, do you make it so they can edit it and do everything eventually themselves then, or do you keep helping to maintain it then?
Well, right now there are ones that I maintain. I'm actually going to I'm going to create an online class about how to create websites. I know that there's probably some out there already, but I'm going to do it my way. So, and then it will actually either show them how to create it from scratch, or if they still want me to create it from scratch and then them maintain it, that's what the goal of this new class is. So hopefully that will come out next year.
Okay. And then with your book, is that digital too, or is it just an actual physical copy then?
Well, the first edition is actually a physical copy. You can actually still get it from Amazon, but then the new second edition is ebook only. And actually, why don't we have a giveaway?
Okay.
For the first 50 people who sign up at the blog to receive the weekly blog updates at Prosperous Massage Practice, I will send you a copy of the second edition via email.
Okay, so the ebook, you'll send them that. Awesome.
Yep, if they sign up. Hopefully they'll continue to be signed up after they get the book too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's prosperousmassagepractice.com, and there on the right hand side there's a place for you to sign up for, and you get a free ebook too. There are 7 success strategies for massage therapists. But then the first 50 people who sign up, I'll send you the Creating a Prosperous Practice second edition.
Okay. And are you going to ever make that a physical book then, or you like the whole ebook?
Well, it probably will only be a ebook from now on, because what I did with the ebook is that they get free updates for life now. So every time I update it, they're going to get it free. So it's going to be kind of hard to do that if they buy a physical one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So this one will probably only be digital. I'm actually working on some other books too that are probably going to be coming out soon. That will probably be both, and I probably won't offer the free lifetime updates.
Okay.
But hey, that's pretty good. Every time I update the book, they get it for free again, right?
Not like with software, you always have to pay for the updates all the time. So yeah.
There's a lot of information jam-packed in that $20 ebook.
Yeah.
It won't cost them $10,000 like it cost me.
Yeah, yeah. And what kind of mistakes would you say people make with their massage websites?
Mistakes. First of all, not having one. That's a big mistake.
Yeah.
Second is probably not having a call to action on every single page. These are probably not in order.
Yeah.
Another one is I see that they're really not writing it for the consumer point of view. They're talking all about their business, which until people are coming to your website because they have a problem and they want you to solve it. So until you can prove that you can solve their problem, they probably really don't care about you. I know it's sad, but true. But so focus on a niche on that first page. What do you solve? Do you solve pain? Are you a shoulder specialist? Are you a back specialist? People are a little bit nervous about going after one niche, but I don't think that's true because, you have to focus and get those people in it. It's not saying that you're not going to get somebody who is pregnant coming to you, right? Or, somebody who just wants a relaxation massage. You'll get those too, but you need to have some sort of specialty or niche that you go after. Because if you don't know who your perfect client is, then they'll be confused in your marketing message. So get that focus, concentrate at least the homepage on that, and then people will go through the rest of your website where you can talk more about you and what you would do. So focus on that at first. Another big mistake I see people is not search engine optimization. They're not putting keywords in their website so that the search engines can't find them. So if the search engines can't find them, then they're probably on the 6th or 7th or 8th page, and nobody's finding them because usually people don't go past the second page if they're doing a search.
Yeah, I read somewhere like only 20% of people actually go to the second page for that. So that's the first page is king.
Exactly. I highly recommend people Googling themselves or their business so they can find out what is actually on there.
Yeah.
How much space do you take up in the web? So.
Yeah. And then, do you think testimonials are beneficial?
Testimonials are a bit beneficial, especially if you can get video testimonials, because written testimonials, not saying that people would actually do this, but they could be kind of manufactured. Yeah. Whereas if you have a live person on a video saying how great you are, then people are more likely to believe it. But testimonials in general are really good. I think also case studies are something else that's really good, especially if you, like for instance, if you've worked with rotator cuff injuries and you've had success with that, change the person's name, but show case studies about what you've done for that particular client, where they were when they came in, what kind of things you did to get them to the ending place. So those are also valuable.
And I've even seen somebody advertise on their main page that they help with snoring, of all things and stuff. But that's a little bit of a niche too, this kind of thing.
Exactly. Well, actually, it's probably one that's pretty. People probably need a lot of help with it, especially the spouses who really want their significant other to get that taken care of.
Or even if you don't have restless leg syndrome, just blame it on restless leg syndrome if you kick the spouse at night. Then.
Those are all very good niches, right?
Yeah. And do you think about page is beneficial or?
Yes, I do. Because remember, people do business with people who they know, like, and trust. So that's a way, once they've determined that you have a solution to their problem, then they want to find out a little bit more about you. I also recommend putting a photo of you on your about page, because then you establish a relationship with them right away. It might be one-sided for them seeing you. You haven't seen them yet, but at least they can look at you and say, oh, yeah. I can identify with this person, and then have a story about why you started massage, a little bit about your background, what how you like to work and stuff like that. So another thing that people don't do is they don't change their website. You know, a website should be evolving constantly. It's not something that you just put up 10 years ago and never change it. So as you learn more things and do more things, then you're going to change it. Like I pretty much do overhauls on all of my websites pretty regularly. And I'm planning, like when we go to Costa Rica, I do a lot of work that doesn't get done when we're here because, you know, I'm teaching classes, I'm doing massage. But when we go away, that's my time to like decompress and come up with new business ideas and fix stuff. So they're all getting that overhaul this winter.
So how many websites do you own now?
Let's see, I have a couple for my condos in Costa Rica. I have Alexandria Therapeutic Massage. I have one for the book, Creating a Prosperous Practice. I have one for I'm Massage Video. I have one for Life Massage Training Institute, where I just talk about life massage. I have one for online massage CEs. I have one for Prosperous Massage Practice. And then I just started a new travel blog, so that's one's fairly new. Yeah.
And you probably have a whole bunch of other domains too that you haven't even made websites for, right?
But you know, they're all in the planning stages. You know, you got to get your domain name pretty quickly because I always tell students, marketing students this, I said, when you think of a domain name, get it right away because it's amazing that no idea is like unique because I thought of this name for, I can't remember what it is now. Oh, I know what it was. Passion on a Plate. I wanted to do a website about food and more specifically aphrodisiacs, you know, how cooking with the different aphrodisiacs is good. And I'm like, Passion on a Plate. Who could think about that, right? So I go to, and I didn't get it at the time it was available. And then when I went back to get it, it was gone. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, who thought of that? Yeah. So anyway, get your domain name when you think of it and it's available.
Yeah, somebody on the chat says, my website doesn't need a makeover. It needs to be put out of its misery.
I'm developing a class for you.
That is cute, but yeah, it's frustrating too. Probably if you're not really knowledgeable in that area, or it depends what kind of program you're using too. So back in the day, I used Yahoo Site Builder, so that was really easy. But then I upgraded to Dreamweaver, but now that's a lot of work. So, but it's just a lot of more bells and whistles too. So
yeah. I'm actually gonna create the class with the template sites. I think are great because they're pretty much drag and drop, but also the blog functions on some of those template sites aren't as good as like if you basically do like a WordPress theme and self-host it, because that's basically software for a blog, but you can make it look like a website, but you have this great blog function. So Prosperous Massage Practice is actually a WordPress theme. So I'm going to create classes for both because I know everybody's different. So, but I think those two are pretty good, either the WordPress themes or the template sites.
And then somebody said they just heard about homestead.com. Have you heard of that one at all?
I have heard of it. I actually tried it. It's pretty good, except for it doesn't work with Macs. So if you have a Mac, don't do it. It's not compatible. So it doesn't do all of the functions that it's supposed to. I think if you're on a PC, it's supposed to be fabulous, and it was pretty good for the drag and drop.
Okay. Yeah.
So it just doesn't work with Macs yet.
Yeah, us Mac people are just too difficult, I think.
I know.
And is there any other advice with websites to do, to not to do, or?
Another one is choose your colors and fonts very carefully. Don't make it, too colorful because people are looking on a screen and sometimes they don't have big screens. And if they've been on the computer all day long, their eyes are really tired. So, basically 2 color schemes, that's it, black and maybe another color. And also, as far as the writing goes, I've seen websites where the people change the fonts to like magenta and then they have a blue and this is all in the text and I'm like, I don't really know what to do. And also, basically, black writing on white is the best for, you have to think about your clients. I'm fairly young and I have pretty good eyesight, but if I see white lettering on black background or blue background, I can't read it. So, and then the font size to make it, pretty, you have to think again about your clients. How old are they? My husband's a little bit older than I am, so I always ask him about the font. Can you read my font? Usually a 14 point as opposed to a 10 or a 12 point is usually much better than, you have to think about eye strain, especially if you want them to read the whole thing, and also chunk it down a little bit, create more pages as opposed to having it really long.
Somebody on the chat says that they actually use Homestead and they just love it, and they said it's much better than GoDaddy. Have you ever used GoDaddy's at all? Or?
I tried GoDaddy a long time ago, Website Tonight, and I think it's much better than it was when I first tried it, but it was not intuitive. I was trying another one at the same time. I can't remember what it was, but in the time that I created a whole website, I think it took me like 20 minutes or something. I know, it was Bodywork Sites, which is a very good site, but they're a little bit expensive, I think. So I switched. And so in the same time period, I hadn't even created one page with Website Tonight. I just couldn't figure it out. So either they've changed it a lot since then, or I just didn't understand it. Which is probably the case, right?
Yep. And do you have any recommendations for sites for mobile phones at all?
No. For creating video or for for
sites that people can view websites decent on phones and stuff.
No, I haven't delved into that realm yet. I know it's one that I should, because people are accessing everything on their phones these days.
And that's another website, right?
iPhone yet. I'm trying to wait till it goes to Verizon.
Yeah.
Because we have Verizon service, and I don't want to switch to AT&T because we like the Verizon.
Yep. And with your special, is that just for the first 50 people? It doesn't matter, like, let's say tonight or tomorrow, will you still extend it, or is it just for tonight, or?
The first 50 people,
Yep.
So whenever that happens.
Okay.
So hopefully it will be like tonight or tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Lots of people watching the show.
Yeah. And then somebody says a .tv, so when people use iPhone or smartphone to access my website. So have you ever heard of people, if it was really much difference with the .tvs, or?
Yeah, that I don't really have any experience with yet. So I'm going to have to learn about that myself.
Yeah, and I just, for one thing, for mobile websites, I just say don't use Flash for now, just because, again, the iPhone and everything else doesn't accept Flash, so I just try to stay away from that as much as possible.
Well, probably shouldn't use Flash for a regular website either. I mean, some people are still on dial-up, so.
Yep. Yeah, that's really frustrating. So, yeah, because this last week I was in North Carolina for accreditation visit, and one of the hotels, it was worse than dial-up, I'd say. So it's like...
Yeah, you got to make it easy. I mean, you have basically 5 seconds for you to get their attention when you get to a website. If it's still downloading for the 5 seconds, they're clicking off to something else. So
Yep.
Get them while you can.
Yep. And with video, do you see yourself going head first into video, doing a lot more with video then, or making websites or continuing education? Where do you think your focus is going to be in the next year or so?
I think I actually do goals. I haven't done them yet for next year. I usually create quarterly goals, so it's time to start thinking about that. But right now, I would say I would probably be going more into video. Hopefully, my classes will be online. I don't know if I do have plans to create the website classes. So that will probably be the only new class that I create for a while. but I'll get more into video. I really want to do that that new show, consumer-based show, and let's see, websites are something that I really want to concentrate on too. Just you know, if you have the expertise, you might try to help people, either them consulting with me and me creating it for them, or creating the class for them.
Yep. And when you're ready to do that live show, just let me know too, because I'll help promote that, because it sounds like a great idea to help the public get more knowledge about all this stuff. So.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yep.
I would appreciate that. I'm learning lots tonight, so that's really cool.
Yeah.
So
Do you think you'll do like a video thing, like what I'm doing, or just more like a webinar or a teleseminar, or?
For the show?
Yeah.
What I probably would do is something similar to you, because I want to find an expert in each of the modalities, and obviously traveling to them or them traveling to me would probably be cost prohibitive. So if we can do something like this, if the expert happens to be in this particular area, then I would go there, because what I want to do is maybe show me doing receiving that type of massage, or play a video clip of it if they're not available, if I'm not available to go to them and they're not available to come to me, so that people can see what the actual modality looks like.
Yep, definitely. And is there anything else that we didn't cover, you think? I think we covered your video website. We covered your blog. We covered your continuing education and all your other things.
It's been fun. Oh, wow, it's really late, huh?
Yeah, it's really late in your time. Yeah. I'm Central Standard Time, so I'm fine.
It's an hour and 15 minutes. I was really nervous to start. And made me feel so at ease, Ryan. Thanks. I can't think of anything. Just be one of the first 50 to sign up at my blog for your free copy of Creating a Prosperous Practice.
Okay, great. And it's been a pleasure tonight, and I love talking to Mac lovers too. And
lovers are great.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll convert all of the massage therapists.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually teaching a chakra balancing class on Friday, and the two women are not very computer savvy, so I said, well, after the class, we'll just have a little mini session about how to do stuff online.
Yep.
So, hey, I mean, I'm not the most technical person. I know how to do what I know how to do. So if you don't know how to do it, you just got to learn. And, I tell them I write my notes down, and until I become comfortable with it, then, I know how to do that.
Yeah,
but I have my notes until I know.
Yeah, and how I learned everything is I screwed up a lot in the past. So
I've done a fair amount of that too. Yeah. So I think that's the best way to learn, right?
Yep. I think we should just make a book or something of the ways not to succeed.
But is it really not succeeding, or is it getting you closer to success, right?
Yeah, true, yep. Like, learn from my mistakes, yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, we're a compilation of all of our mistakes and successes.
Yep, exactly. So, again, everybody, if you please go to their website, Prosperous Massage Practice, and I'll put the link up again, and I'll also put it up on my Facebook and my show page. So the first 50 people will get a free copy, digital copy over ebook then, okay? And thank you very much, Linda. Enjoyed it. And
so did I.
Yep. Okay, thanks, Linda.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.